Bonjour, bienvenue. Welcome back to Grade 8 French. This is our second grammar slash parts of speech lesson for Unité 3. The title is Le comparatif des adjectifs et le superlatif des adjectifs. I think it would be helpful if you had a French-English dictionary at your side. You can certainly use a French-English dictionary that's located at the back of your livre, or if you don't have your livre at home, but you do have a standalone French-English dictionary, that's great. It'll just help you with some of the vocabulary that you may have forgotten and you need to have refreshed for you. Just as a start though, I suggest you put the video on pause after I'm done speaking here so that you can look at this picture and try to figure out what's going on. And I'll give you a hint. They are comparing these two women here. We have Francine and Jean. So put the video on pause so that you can determine what exactly they're comparing about these two women. All right, let's begin. In today's lesson, we are going to learn how to A, compare two things, e.g. older than or faster than, and B, describe something as having the most or least of a particular quality. In other words, the oldest or the fastest. Part 1. Le comparatif des adjectifs. In order to compare two things, we use the following structure. If we want to say that something is more than another thing, we write the word plus, that means more, plus the adjective, whatever that adjective is in the sentence, plus que meaning than. If we want to say that something is less than, same structure, except instead of plus, we're going to use moins, because that means less. Or in some cases, when we're saying that one object is equal in amount as another object, we use the word aussi. And then we write the adjective and que. Okay, now you guys already have the Unité 3 worksheet, but I'm guessing that it's still at school. So we'll take some time in tomorrow's class for you to fill out the words that are in bold on your worksheet. For now, though, I do suggest that if you don't have the worksheet at home, to use as a guide, to take a picture of this screen, or you put the video on pause so that you can get a piece of paper and pen or pencil and just jot down what you see on the board. So just put the video on pause now to get a copy of this chart, which you can have at your side. Okay, and let's begin. All right, so I'm going to show you two samples here. And for each of these sentences, what I've done is I've made a sentence in which I'm comparing two things. Let's look at the first example in bold. We have le panda, dangereux, le scorpion. So I've got panda, dangerous, scorpion. And my thinking is a panda is less dangerous than a scorpion. So I would write le panda a meaning is, moins, less, dangereux, dangerous, que than the scorpion. So the panda is less dangerous than the scorpion. So put this video on pause and give these next two a shot. I'll just say, before you put the video on pause, la rainette means tree frog, gros means big, le requin means shark, and number two, we've got le venin de la vipère, which means viper venom, utile, useful, and le venin de l'abeille, bee venom. So put the video on pause right now, give these two a shot, and then when you hit play, I'll reveal the solutions. All right, so let's see how you did. So I'm thinking a tree frog is not as big as a shark. So I would write la rainette est moins grosse que le requin. And then for a second one, viper venom is as equally useful as bee venom. Both types of venom are used for different purposes, but they're both very important. So I would write le venin de la vipère est aussi utile que le venin de l'abeille. The viper's venom is as useful as bee's venom. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to put the video on pause when I'm done talking so you can write down your answers to these three questions. Again, you're going to want to have your French English dictionary handy to help you with some of these words. We'll take these up in tomorrow's class, but right now, please put the video on pause. And we'll see how everybody did tomorrow. Get into part 2. The superlatif des adjectifs. In order to describe something which has the most or least of a particular quality, we use this structure. So depending on whether it's masculine, feminine, or plural, we write le, la, or les, plus plus, plus the adjective. And that way we're writing the most. Okay, for the least, similar structure except we're using the word moins. So again, we'll copy this out on our worksheet in class tomorrow, or you can take a quick snapshot of the screen or jot down these 2 lines here on a separate piece of paper. So I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Please put the video on pause. All right, time for an activity. So what you're going to do is you're just going to fill in the correct word in the blank, either plus or moins. Okay, so penses-tu la chauve-souris est la moins sociable? Do you think the bat is the least sociable? And here, excuse the typo, I've written non. Je pense que le chameleon est le moins sociable. No, I think the chameleon is least sociable. So I've done the first one here. Penses-tu le canari est le plus bruyant? Do you think the canary is the most loud or the loudest? My response would be, non, je pense que le toucan est le plus bruyant. No, I think the toucan is the most loud or the loudest. Okay, so put the video on pause so you can try number 2. Again, have your French English dictionary at your side. Okay. Next slide, more of the same, sorry. 3 questions for you to try. So put the video on pause so you can jot down your answers on a separate piece of paper. All right, and we will take up these answers, plus of course the answers from the previous activity in tomorrow's class. And after we do that, I'll give you some time to work on a couple of pages from your cahier. But until we meet in tomorrow's class, this concludes today's video.